The Global Terrorism database is maintained by researchers at the University of Maryland. It tracks terrorist acts and trends with more than 200,000 incidents going all the way back to 1970. And while this year's update reveals a general decline in terrorism worldwide, where it's spiking is particularly concerning. According to the report, 2019 made 5 years in a row that terrorism has been on the decline. There were 8,500 attacks recorded in 2019. That's a 14% drop from the year before. A good sign overall, but a closer analysis reveals a disturbing truth.
A little over 1/5 of all of the attacks that we recorded in the database in 2019 took place in Afghanistan, which is really remarkable.
A slight increase there over the year before, with Afghanistan accounting for nearly half of those killed in terror attacks in 2019 worldwide. The Taliban was responsible for more terrorist attacks in 2019 than any other group by a wide margin.
The Taliban and the United States government were engaging in peace talks during 2019. It doesn't necessarily bode well for the ongoing success of the peace talks. There seems to be a fundamental disagreement among the parties on whether the negotiations should come first or the cessation of violence should come first. It's sort of a chicken and the egg problem.
Though terrorist attacks in the U.S. remain rare, the U.S. has seen a slight uptick, the vast majority of them non-lethal. However, this attack at an El Paso, Texas Walmart killed 23 people. Miller says it was the textbook definition of terrorism.
There was the use of violence. It was intentional and planned in advance. And it was motivated by white supremacy and, in particular, xenophobia and anti-immigrant sentiments.
The deadliest terrorist attacks in 2019 took place on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. More than 250 people were killed and at least 500 others injured in suicide bombings at 7 different crowded venues, including hotels and churches. One of the victims, 11-and-a-half-year-old Kiran Shafritz de Sousa. I spoke to his devastated father.
I have wonderful memories, but I have a hole where all of the future memories were going to be. His teenage years that he won't have, his adult years that he won't have, his family that he won't have, his children that he won't have, and what the world lost.
Other key points in the report: the number of terror attacks in Iraq down more than 50% last year from the year before, largely because of the decline of ISIS. But there was a sharp increase in the number of racially and ethnically motivated attacks, particularly against Hispanics in the U.S. and Muslims in New Zealand. Eric Phillips, CBN News.